Welcome to Talk Yakima, where we interview locals, show you the great side of the Yakima Valley, and inspire the young minds. Get ready to inspire, Talk Nation. Now, your host, Tony White.
Hey Yakima Nation, this is Tony White here with Talk Yakima. How are you doing? I hope you're having a great night. Anyhow, this is the very first night of Talk Yakima podcast. This is a brand new podcast directly just from the Yakima Valley. It's to represent our locals, do interviews, do conversations, talk everything there is about the Yakima Valley. Nothing outside of Yakima Valley unless it affects us. That's what this podcast is about. I'll be interviewing your commissioners. I'll be interviewing all city council people. I'll be providing information on schools, interviewing everybody, anybody, business owners, anything that's directly related to the Yakima Valley. I'll be doing reporting live, actually. So I got a foot in there, and we'll be doing live reporting. Essentially what this is about is tired of the regular news that we hear online. You get a little bit, you get a little snippet, you get the newspaper, a little snippet, you get to read it. News, you hear a little bit, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, minute max. So what this is designed is to take those stories and take them a long ways. Hopefully we can get people in here and do a little interview and all that. So anyway, tonight is just a relaxed night. It's not going to be something that I'll be actually producing as a podcast tonight. Tonight is just a kickback Saturday, just to test things out. Invite anybody who wants to come on, have a drink with me. So if you have a story or something that you would like to talk about, like this is open mic, you have to have a PC. This can't be done from your phone. I'd be happy to bring you online with me. We have a conversation, have good topics to talk about. Just shoot me a message. I'll send it to you. This is being broadcast all over the place. So just instant message me, making the comments down below. You'll see me reaching out to you. It'll be under Talk Yakima. So I see there's a few people right now watching, and I appreciate it. That shows me some love. If you could, hit the like and also hit the share, because the more you share, the more people will actually come and see the show. Right now, Talk Yakima on the Facebook page has approximately 400 or 500 viewers, and then the group has more viewers. So it's going to be growing. Right now, we're working on a lot of other ideas and things to put it all together. So hopefully, I bring you guys good content every single week, good subject matter, stuff that you can learn, something that we can help our community with, our kids, adults, everybody. So this is just going to be informative. So hopefully you like the show. So anyhow, I'm going to go on here, and maybe we can start up a conversation. You guys can let me know what you want to even talk about. Like I said, this is just relax, just having a beer. So out of everybody who's listening, let me ask you one thing. How many of you are voters? Are you voting? Do you even care? Do you even care about what's going on with the city? Do you even fill out that piece of paper? Do you even take the time to read who everybody is running? Do you even care what's going on downtown? I mean, do you care? Or are you just sitting there letting everything happen to you and just sit there and complain about it, let it hit you, and then just sit there? Are you a complainer, sitting there on the backboard and doing nothing? Or are you actually one of the people who actually fill out ballots and actually want to try to make a difference in our community? That's a huge question. So let me ask you that. Put it down in the comments. What are you? Are you a voter, or do you watch? See how many people are actually doing that. All you got to do is leave it in the comments. I can see every single comment that you guys leave. So you say hi, say anything you want. So, nothing. Okay. There. I'll just type hello for you so you don't feel all lonely there. So, like I said, this is just the first night, so we're just trying to figure out everything. And what I mean by we is me. There's only one of me. I thought the little Halloween thing would be fun. throw that in there since tomorrow is Halloween. I was thinking about putting a mask on, but didn't want to go through all that. But so let me ask you this: how many people took their kids to school for Halloween last night? I believe it was last night. Majority of the schools I've seen were last night, and they took the kids, all masked, all get up at the schools. How many did that? Yeah. Well, anyway, how many had to wear masks? Everybody had to wear masks. How many were already wearing masks? But essentially what we need to do, I think, is just go to PTAs and do our part. So, this is non-edited. This is live. So if you hear me make a mistake, well, guess what? It's live. So you need to do more research. So see, you're not the only one. So Raymond says that he needs to do more research, though, right? So being a voter, I think everybody should do the correct research. You have the ballots. You can only take so much from the media. You actually can go down and talk to these people. Actually, they would love to talk to you. You can find out where they lie along your spectrum, what you believe, what you want to do. But that's what you want to do. And so let's see. Like I said, I don't have a forum tonight. Tonight is mostly just to let you know what this podcast is about. Looking for more people to join. I'll have more interviews in the future. Tonight was just spur of the moment type of a deal. Make sure everything lined up. Had a couple people that might be interested on jumping on later, having a conversation. But once again, this is Talk Yakima. It's everything that has to do with Yakima, and that's where I want to take this. We have the Yakima Herald, we have local news stations, we have local TV stations, but this is more geared towards individual and actually more of a story. Because I can take one story that takes you 1 minute to read it or hear it online or anything like that, and we can make a big story out of this and actually hear what's going on. Not what somebody's third party says, but we're going to hear from the actual people involved. They can come to the show. They can come online. They can talk. They can let us know everything that is going on. So that's what this is about. Excuse me. So, see, that's what's wrong with live, man. You have your nose itches, you got to itch it. But, so that's what it is. So I'd love to hear from you. Let's hear some other topics. I have thankfully, I have our good Yakima Herald even pulled up here, so we can talk about anything. Like let's see, how about all the crime that's done lately? We have all this people getting killed, young teenagers. Unfortunately, there is gang related more than likely. I can't see non-gang related instances like this taking place where young men and women are getting killed or getting shot. So, that's one thing about Yakima that I want to, in the future, get a hold of, like, the Yakima police, the sheriff, and get some of that information. So, that's what I wanted to do. Let me check and see what Raymond has to say. It says news stations are one-sided most of the time, and I agree. They are most time just one-sided. And that's how come I want to get both sides of the stories. I want to grab everybody who is involved for the most part, who can actually have a real sit-down conversation, not a blare. So me as a host, I hope I'll be a good host. I'll lay some foundation down, because it's one thing I will not have. This is a Jerry Springer show. I'm not going to have a bunch of people cussing at each other and degrading each other, because it's Talk Yakima. I still want people to respect each other no matter what side they're on. A true legitimate disagreement is fine. Heated subject, fine. I'm all good with that. But, there's a level. If it surpasses that level, well, being the host, I'll make sure to do my best for you. But I'm always looking for hot topics too. So if you go over to Talk Yakima in the group, there's a group and a page. But if you actually go over to Talk Yakima, like the page and the group, if you're not in the group, let me know. I can send you a link. It's pretty easy. I'll send it in the notes after all this. But what you want to do is you want to go there. You want to give me ideas. If you have news, if you have some type of thing that you want to report that's not being reported, if you see something happening, if you catch something, if you catch footage, if you catch anything that's story worthy, put it on there. Send me a message. You can reach me at talkyakma@gmail.com. That's talkyakma@gmail.com. And we'll be going over all this information. Everybody in Yakima, I believe, and I'm not speaking just for myself because I'm talking to a lot of people about this. It's just news is always negative, and I want to start sharing some of the good news around Yakima. Yeah, bad news sells. There'll be some bad news in here. There'll be some arguments and disagreements, and so hopefully some fun and excitement. We all like a little excitement, but I also want to let people learn more about Yakima, what it has to offer. Volunteers, even. You have places for teens. You have like Rod's house. Maybe we'll interview Rod's house and everybody who's involved with that. There's a lot of resources out there within our community that a lot of people don't even know about. So I want to get those people on here too and share that information with the public. So those people out there, and I plan on putting on like our website, so it's all one location as well. So you can actually research that and go there and find this information. I just want to be a plethora of information for people to find. That's bottom line is. I just want to be able to share what Yakima has to offer, good, bad, ugly, and everything else in between. Not just sit here and focus on the negative, but I also want to bring out the positive. So yeah, that's what Yakima is about. So like if you have once again you have stories, just go put them on my thread or shoot me an email. I keep them secret too, so you can inbox me just like a real reporter, because essentially that's what I'm doing. So if you have something to say and you want to be left out as a source, I'm cool with that. Yep. I will never reveal my sources, period. That's all I gotta say. I never will. So if you want to say something and you want to tell me about a story, I'll definitely do that for you and research into that. And if you say, hey, leave my name out of this, I don't want my anywhere else, just between you and I, hey, I'll be your priest for the day. But that's the way it stays too. So just want to say that. And then somebody says, good to see you doing this. Yakima needs it. Well, I appreciate that, whoever you are. It didn't show your name on there, so I just want to say thank you. This is just the first day, man. I'm a little rough. No real topic tonight, so that will be a little gap in there too. Most of the time, I will be planning out topics. I'll have guests on already. I'll be inviting them in. The whole show will be a program that I hope you as an audience will like and enjoy. And I want your participation. That's how come, I have these chat screens too. At the end, when people will be talking in the future, I'll be able, if you have a legit question that I find that's interesting or needed, I would definitely put that up there for whoever we're talking to as a host to answer for us. So, this is our live Q&A and our spectrum. So it is going to be Yakima entertainment one way or the other. We're going to have times where, it'll resonate with you. Whatever story it is will resonate with you. And some won't. But I hope you keep on coming back. You can always say, yeah, watch them later too. Because the real shows where we have guests coming in and a whole program laid out, A to Z and everything else, that will actually be put onto a podcast. And it will be on iTunes and everything else along that. So you'll be able to download all these on iTunes and other, whatever I want to say. See? Live, it's like live TV almost. But podcasts, thank you. But other podcasts, video casts, that they'll be going all over the place. And I believe it's time that something happened with Yakima. something be said, something, information. The other day, I contacted somebody. This is a side note, but the other day, because I was really thinking, something was weighing on my heart, and I was just like, I made a post to a group, and it was just like, I was really interested to find out how to start your own non-for-profit organization. Anyway, called the lady, and she answered a lot of my questions, and I was like, oh well, because I'm really into wanting to get teens off the street. Because that's where, to me, is young girls, boys, and teens. During that transition in their life, a lot of stuff can happen. I know a lot of stuff happened to me when I was little, and I know a lot of other people that in their life had a lot of stuff happen to them as well. And I want to provide also an avenue for people to be able to express themselves and be able to find that help. So that's one other reason why I want to say, hey, let's do this, and let's get this information, let's get this out there. So, for instance, if the teen was in trouble, he has a hard time at school, he has a hard time at home. He'd rather be at school than be at home, and even school sucks, so it's a hard time. I'd like to maybe find a way to help, provide information vicariously. I mean, what I mean is, it's like I don't have to help him, face to face, but maybe somebody we can talk to and have an interview with will have some type of information that can provide that whoever, when this child is listening, that this one child could be saved from whatever circumstance they might be in. So that's one thing I believe in, a lot. So because I think once you get to the adulthood, you're adults. It's time for us. We should have a lot of the stuff figured out, but we're always figuring stuff out our entire lives. I'm figuring out stuff even tonight, trying to figure out how to do this dang thing. Sometimes I had a hard time with my audio and speakers, and thank God I got to work. But so the conversation tonight, like I said, I'm not sure if you're just joining on, but this is Talk Yakima. Talk Yakima is a brand new broadcast that it's going to be a video cast. It's going to be iTunes. It's just going to be a bunch of video and conversations and information and interviews with all the locals, and hopefully bring value to you, my listeners, and our listeners, called the Yak Nation. That's why I'm calling everybody out there, just to let you know, you are my tribe. You are my people who listen. You are my visitors, whether you like me or not like me. Everybody who listens, you guys are the Yak Nation. So that being said, I mean, I would love to. I know some people are listening, but you're not on video. So if you want, you can make a comment and about a subject that you want to talk about, and I'd be absolutely happy to possibly talk about it. Give me a second while I'm bringing up something I'm just looking for content, so I'm just looking at the Yakima Herald for right now. I'm going to go off a little bit here. How do I sound, Raymond? I mean, is the audio good? Because you seem the only person that's talking and giving me feedback. So as in audio, my voice, is it good or loud, low? How do you think it is right now? Just leave me a comment in there, and I'll check it here in a little bit. Hopefully you're still there. But yeah, man, I'm going to put that up there. Upcoming artists and sports players too, for sure. I have big ideas for Talk Yakima. I don't want to get all into it because I don't want to let everything out of the bag. And I want to make sure it happens before I talk about it. You know what I mean? But what I want to do is make sure I want to do sports. Let's say something was to come to the Capitol Theater. You have comedians or something like that, or you have some concert coming. Hopefully it gets to this grows enough high, where everybody knows about it. That maybe this takes its own feet and everything along that line, and people will want to come on. They'll be wanting to come on where we can have a little conversation and learn about them. And you know what? I'm going to try to be a host as best as I can and learn a little bit more, learn about these people who, before they come on, because, I don't want to just say, who are you? What are you doing? And if anything, maybe, I'm also thinking about every once in a while having a guest host come on with me. Somebody who's familiar with the subject matter better than I am, and just have them as a guest host as well with me, So I'm open up to that too. I think that would be a great idea. And then, yeah, even somebody, I'm thinking about somebody who can control like the comments and, help with some of the stuff while I'm just sitting here doing my thing, So, but back to Talk Yakima is just like, I would love to talk to upcoming artists. And cool, the sounds good. I'm not sure who that is, but thank you. I'm glad that sounds good. Just want to make sure it's peak. I have a green screen. The bad thing is I let somebody borrow it, and I can't remember who it was. It's been a while. So if you're there, bring my green screen stuff back. Cameras. I mean, not cameras, but all the canister lights and the green screen and all that stuff. But anyway, I have green screen, and so when I get that, I can put some cool stuff in the back. Right now, that's just my windows. So, like I said, man, I'm relying a lot on my listeners. I'm relying a lot on my listeners because, after all, that's at the end of the day, that's all that's going to keep this going. Because if I don't get listeners later on, this is the first night just messing around and testing things out. But, if you're looking like a year down the road and I only have 2 listeners, I'm either doing something wrong or probably is doing something wrong. And the content doesn't bring value to you. And that's where I don't want to go. So therefore, as people out there, my Yak Nation people, go to my Facebook page, Talk Yakima, and the group, because there's a page and a group. The page is just basic information. The group is actually involvement between everybody who's there. I don't let garbage go there either, so it's good content. And I just want to bring good stuff, good news, real news to the Yakima Valley. Not the little one-sided one. I'm going to try my best here to be impartial. I have my thoughts too, my things. So I'm going to try to be impartial, especially when there's a two-way conversation going. So I hope to bring that into the place too. You have person A, person B on both sides of the spectrum of the conversation and their thoughts, and they're both opposite. And I'm going to bring them on, and they're going to have the conversation. And then the thing is I'm going to let you, if you're here too, be able to ask these questions because we want answers. So we're going to get those. We're going to get them from our politicians. Hopefully I get politicians on here. I don't want to scare them away so bad that they don't want to come no matter what party they're in. I want to show them respect so they all do come on, regardless, like I said, to whatever I believe in. So I think a good conversation, no matter what side you're on, is a good conversation. So, and both sides of the party have questions and they want answers. So let's get those. Nothing's worse than having he said, she said, and everybody doing this. And all the news that we get is just conjecture, and none of us believe anything, and we all believe, everybody believes Facebook news. If it's on Facebook, it must be real, right? I'm not going to use headline clickbait, and what I mean is I'm not going to make a subject matter and call my podcast a video something that when you get in there, 1/10 of a tenth is really what it's about, just to make you click on it. No, it's going to be real content, real story, real people, real everything. So, obviously, when you see the video, I can't have fake people on here. Like, I guess I can hire some actors and stuff like that, but you know, that ain't going to happen. So, but I just wanted to tell the truth about everything there is. So, you know, and I'm going to digest here, or regress, whatever you want to say it. Just to let you know up front, I am not the best grammar. I didn't go to college for grammar school, English, none of that stuff. I'm just me. So you can feel free to try to correct me down below, but you know what? More than likely, I'll forget what you said. Don't matter. So, but anyhow, you know, I'm born and raised here. So a little bit about me. Born and raised here. My parents, you know, were here. My sisters, all that stuff. And then I have siblings that lived here. I went to Ike. Well, I went to West Valley Davis, then Ike, just to let you know. And then went to IVC for a little bit. Studied law. Sold cars. Been selling cars. Still selling cars. I also run a marketing agency that I do on the side that I've been trying to do full time. So I run that as well. So, and now I'm doing a podcast. So my hands are full, and then I have 3 daughters and 9 grandkids. So that is me in a nutshell. But Yakima, I love Yakima. Bad things, of course, you know, there's always going to be bad things in every single city that you live in. So, but I love Yakima. I love what it has. I love the agriculture. I love the ethnicity of this entire place. I love the food it brings. I love the culture, the different everybody that's around here. You know, it's just a beautiful valley. And then it doesn't take long to get to wherever destination that you really want to go to. Seattle, forbid that you ever go there right now. Portland, same thing. But you know what I'm saying? If you want to go anywhere around Washington State, Oregon, and stuff like that, Montana, it doesn't take long to get there. That's why I like Yakima. But, and we have good people. I have good friends, good family. Even Raymond here. I've known Raymond through church stuff. So, I mean, he's a good guy. So, him and his wife and kids. So, you know, there's a lot of roots in this town. And, but going back again, and we've been live for 37 minutes. It feels a lot longer. But just to let you know, this is just a free-for-all night. If you would like to come on tonight, which would be cool, but you have to be on a computer, laptop, or PC. You also have to have a camera. That's the only way that you can get on, and that's for stability reasons and quality and everything along that line. The program right now, I am syndicating to my personal Facebook page of Talk Yakima, Talk Yakima group, Talk Yakima Twitter, Talk Yakima Instagram, Talk Yakima YouTube, and I think I'm missing one. But anyway, so it's all over the place. And so as that grows, all those avenues also bring everybody else in. So I just want to be everywhere at once. You know what I mean? And then I'm working on my website. It's not all the way done, but it's talkyakima.com. And it's nothing fancy. It's not meant to be fancy. It's just because I think there's too much noise in being fancy. So it's going to be simple in your face, as in just a podcast and video cast up there. That's it. I mean, that's how simple it is. You sign up for the newsletter. Gosh, man. And then you sign up for the newsletter, and that's what. You know, we'll do some newsletters and some information along that time, and you know, go from there. So anyway, I see there's 3 people. Like I was saying before, it'd be cool if you hit the like button. I mean, I really like, and then share it. I mean, you know, only way this is going to grow is if people share it and other people like it, like the page. Please go over and like Talk Yakima page and Talk Yakima group. And then anytime we go live in the future, when we have our real shows starting up, you'll be notified. And make sure to hit that notifications up on down below, because when you go to the page and the group, it'll say be notified. So be notified. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please, you know, like, subscribe, you know, all that stuff. Hit the like, subscribe, man. That's what it's going to be. So, so anyway, I, I'm open for Q&A. If you have questions about me, if you have questions about what the show's going to do, if you have questions about anything, just put a comment down below, because I can read your comments no matter where you're at. So, I mean, just put a comment down there, and, we'll do it from there. How did you like my little timer? I just found that real quick. I know it was a little long, but it gave me some time to get prepped. But the Halloween one, if you've seen it, but it was like a 10-minute like timer countdown Halloween. I thought it was cool. But and how did you like my intro? You want to see it again? Watch. Yeah, I'll play my intro. You tell me what you think.
Welcome to Talk Yakima, where we interview locals, show you the great side of the Yakima Valley, and inspire the young minds. Get ready to inspire, Talk Nation. Now, your host, Tony White.
So, there you go. That was my intro. So, thank you. It took me about an hour to do it today. So, but I thought it was cool, fitting. I'll change that as it comes around and other stuff too. So, that's what's cool about owning your own thing. You can change things as you go and as it's needed and all that stuff. Another good thing about doing Talk Yakima, I don't have to worry about all this censorship. I mean, yeah, Facebook might get mad because I mentioned something about, heaven forbid, the COVID or something like that, and then it's not fact checked. But anyhow, I won't have anybody censoring me, so anybody can actually listen to this. Like I said, there'll be videos on all social networks, on the website, and the actual shows will actually be on. It will be on Spotify. And it'll be on almost, I can't think of pretty much anything that won't be on, to be honest with you. So you'll be able to download all the programs and listen to them later. And I'm going to keep the videos as well, so that'll just be extra. But most people will actually listen to them. So you'll be able to put your buds in your ear and listen to replays and podcasts throughout the history of the show. Whatever you find interesting, you can listen to it, or whatever you miss, you can go back. Like I said, I'm still working on my website. You'll be able to go down below and actually subscribe with your email and stuff, and it'll automatically notify you when a show goes live or when a new one is posted. So, and then once Spotify or all that comes up, I'll give you the link later on in the shows. In that way, you can go and download and add to favorites and be notified when a new one comes on as well. One thing I do need to get used to is just staring at this, so it looks like I'm staring at you instead of reading down all the time. But it's hard to do, especially when you have a bright light in your face. It's bright. So, so the audio it is good. The video, yeah, okay. I did not have time to put my real camera up, so this is just the laptop camera, so it's probably not the best. I don't, Raymond. Raymond asked here. I'll put it up there. No, I don't have any yet. Like, this is the first night of trying to do something. To be honest with you, the story was this. I wasn't even going to go on tonight. I was going to wait until like middle of next month or even January. I was probably going to do a few things. But January, I was thinking, 2022, that's what was going to be my start date. And anyway, a bunch of like politicians were hitting me up, local politicians, and they were thinking about coming on. But it's such short notice even for them to be able to come on for the night. It's late. It's a late notice, so we couldn't put a good show together or stuff like that. But it would have been cool. But that's why another thing I want to do in the future is when it comes like election time and all that stuff, and get all everybody who's running, who's willing to come on the show and tell you who they are, what they believe in, what they're running for, what whatever it is, and then that way it can educate. Once again, I'm huge on doing this for education purposes too. I mean, for the young people who don't believe, voting doesn't mean anything. You know what? I feel the same way, especially when it comes to presidency votes, especially in Eastern Washington. But for our local community, voting is huge. Now everybody, a lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people are not happy with the way things are currently down in the city. So without mentioning names and getting into anything, I'm not going to do that tonight. Is that we're just tired. We want real action done to move our city forward, not backwards, and not stagnant. Stagnant water. You start drinking that, you're gonna die. You look in the past, you can't change the past. So the only thing we need to look for is in the future. So we need to get people who have a fresh vision, because even if we don't like them, and we don't know yet, right? So all I know is this: facts is I'm not happy the way things are now. So we need to do something to move forward in order to change that. And I don't mean just Tony's way. I'm not naive, but no matter what spectrum, because even on, I don't care what political side you're on, I still don't see movement on either side. And that to me is bad news. So I want to try to help that. Man, I'm trying to think of some other stuff to talk about. I can talk all night. That's not called Talk Yakima, by the way. I love talking, but I need to think of a subject to talk about. But cheers. I did this on purpose. I poured my beer in a glass because I'm not going to advertise anybody. Unless they want to pay me, I'll do product placement. If they want to pay me to show what I'm drinking and talk about that, well, we are in Yakima. There's plenty of hops and wines here. I'll do both. But it's good beer, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's an IPA. But anyway, and I want to do that too. I want to get people who are into agricultural. I want to bring them here. I want to bring people from the Hispanic community side of things, political, farming. To me, I love Yakima. Like I said, man, I've been doing marketing for a long time. I've been doing sales. I've sold cars, all that stuff, and I have all walks of life come in. And I love culture. I love people who I talk to are from India, Iran, Egypt, German, Russian. It doesn't matter. It's just cool to learn something new for me. Maybe not you, but hopefully, if you're going to be on this, watch these shows, hopefully that's what it'll bring to you as well, is learn something new and interesting. Who knows what it could be? Because you know what? At the end of the day, the majority of the news that we hear over in Seattle, and the majority of the news we hear down how bad Portland is, how California is doing stuff, how Texas is doing their thing, and Washington, D.C., New York, all these other places, most of the time, 99% of the time, it does not affect us. It's just freaking news that we can sit around and bitch about. Sit here and, so we can go back to work or talk to our spouses or friends and sit around, have a drink, and say, man, you see what they did over in Seattle today? Yeah. I want to try to get rid of that. Of course, it'll still be there. It's interesting. It's our world. But Talk Yakima is not going to be that. Talk Yakima isn't going to be about, have you seen that in Seattle? I don't care. Seattle. This is Talk Yakima. When the lights are off and the audio and video is off, We can talk Seattle unless it pertains to us over here. Then I don't care about Seattle unless it's detrimental to us in Yakima. Um, so that's the way it is. You know, hey Ray, you're like my first raving fan, Raymond. Seriously, it's like you're. It's like nobody else is getting on right now. I mean, I see people coming in and out. I don't know if it's the same people or different people, but that's one thing about this video. It's continuous. You know, you can watch it later too. That's what's nice about doing live podcasts and stuff like that. Is because you can always do it later. And I'm going to have real shows where, like, once again, where I'm interviewing people and it's going to be a legit show. It's going to be cool. Not in person. They're not going to be here in front of me. It's always going to be part of this broadcast. And I just bring them on like I am, or I bring in another show, like, so that's all it is to it. And then I'll be having off shows like we are doing right now. And more than likely, it'll probably be Friday or Saturday. I don't want to lock it down and say this will happen every Friday or Saturday. No, I have a life too. I have grandkids, I have kids, sometimes I leave town, but I'm going to try to do stuff during the week. And it'll probably always be around, 8 o'clock, 8:30, after dinner. Everybody's done. Everybody's winding down for the night and stuff like that, and they can watch it on their device. Just because I'm not on a device doesn't mean you can't watch it on a device, which is cool. So, let's see. Once again, I'm on the Yakima Herald. Yakima police identify a 35-year-old man shot to death downtown. So, there's all that going on. The Heritage graduate resolves in helping others strengthen after her father's murder. There's some good stories. But the thing is they have good headlines. I click on the headline. They have this beautiful article. I'm reading Heritage graduate resolves to help others strengthen after father's death. October 29, 2021. Right? So that was yesterday. Good article. It's a half a page, if that. If not even that. It's like, because you have all these ads running around, you get distracted, you have these pop-ups, you have these paid ads in between each one, and then you have these stories that lead you to other websites. You have all this BS. Seriously. Then people want to know why they're getting tired, and then they want to know why freaking print is dying. Like the Yakima Herald. I mean, for God's sake, it makes me want to vomit. For real, too. It's just like, I understand it. So, I want to take a story like that, let's say. This young lady, deserves more than, probably 1,500 words, because that's what everybody does, because I'm going to use my marketing thing, because that's what Google looks at. But, your 1,500 word thing on a website. Just to let you know, ink is free on the internet. It doesn't cost anything. Ink is free. So, but anyhow, I'm going to stop there for the night, I believe. It is almost 9 o'clock. So it's been about an hour since I've been on here. So I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that takes the time to watch this. If there's anything I could do, make sure to go over to Talk Yakima on Facebook. Talk Yakima group. Join the group, like the group, listen to everything. And if there's anything I can do for you, if there's any story you'd like to have covered, if you want to talk about anything, and once again, I said it earlier, is that I will not reveal your name or anything along that line unless you want me to, okay? So that's the way it is. I just want to let you know, I will not give up your identity if you don't want me to. So, so that being said, thanks for watching this video, whether it's tonight or watching the replay. I do appreciate it. You can always reach me at talkyakima@gmail.com. Soon the website will be finished. It's talkyakima.com. You can always reach me on all social media. So that being said, peace out and think Yakima. Bye-bye.